Oh, what up, man? Baseboxing Basement should be right here for the funds. You know, love that. Hit the like, smash that like button, as they say. Yeah. So, yeah, one video a day. Man's got to do one video a day. I've had a busy day, man. Been grafting. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, I did some random videos on random stuff, you know, like stews and bubble butts and this kind of thing. And I got most people think, yeah, this is funny. You got to keep doing these videos. We like it. It's funny. You know, if I said, what, funny how? What, like I'm here, I'm a clown, I'm here to amuse you? How am I funny? What, the way I talk? What the fuck is so funny about me? But if you don't get the reference, then you got to watch Goodfellas. Anyway, yeah, so there I was doing hard work, but I got to get this video out. And what was funny, right? What was really funny, is that, oh, sorry, I was talking about people commenting on my videos. Well, there's no real boxing this week, so what is there to talk about? And everyone's like, I like this stuff, it's funny. It don't get me many views, but the fans like it. I live for the fans, like Ricky Hatton. So, you got to understand, you know, it's fun to do something a bit different. All the feedback is good, but you occasionally get one hater. You know, one dude said to me, oh, you know, this is a boxing channel, you know, why are you talking about this stuff? I'm not here to watch, you know, some cooking show. I'm like, come on, bro. I said, firstly, you know, I mean, the thing is, firstly, it does involve boxing, because it involves Huey Fury and his love of stews and taking a massive dump in the forest. Number one, so it is boxing related. Number two, you know, people, there's nothing to talk about, nothing going on in boxing, just rumors, and whack fights. So Dave Allen, for example, I thought I'd go up to Sheffield, yeah, for Dave Allen, Slambek Makhmudov, but I looked at the undercard. You know, I looked at the undercard. It's one of the most cringe. No, not cringe is the wrong word. It's one of the most unexciting undercard. This is what happens, right? I thought it was a Riyadh show, but it's not. It's a Matchroom show. So what? So what do they do? Well, they ain't got the budget. They ain't got the budget to put on the big fights. You understand? So they end up putting on a main event that's quite interesting, and it is a very interesting main event. I can't wait for it. Like I said, the big Yeti, the Nephilim, the Golem, the Ogre, Makhmudov, whose eyes are too close together, will most likely batter Allen. And I can't wait for the stoppage prices to come out. Like I said, I already dumped 20 quid on a Makhmudov win, but anyway. Yeah, the undercut, you know, I thought of going up there. I ain't been to Sheffield, I don't think. I can't remember. Really, I can't remember. But I see like Punchy and, you know, I've been too much partying and that, you know. I got a good memory from when I was a youth. Yeah, but when the parties kicked in, I mean, I can't even remember the faces of all the girls I smashed. Feel? And so Dave Allen vs Makhmudov, great fight. Can't wait to see it. And Josh Padley, you know, good on Josh. He gave Shakur a fight. He's Reece Bellotti. I mean, isn't Reece Bellotti like... he's suspended for a bit because didn't he just get stopped? Yeah, he just got stopped by Ryan Garner. Lost me some money. But Junaid Bostan with Bilal Fawaz rematch. I put money on Fawaz to win at 7-1. He won that fight, but they gave it to the promoter's fighter. And then Ibrahim Sulaimeen, never heard of you. Conor Tudsbury, I've heard of you, but, you know, so what? Let's see what you got. Hamza Uddin, I don't care about you one bit. You're a flyweight, aren't you? Let me see. Hamza Uddin is super... Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's a super flyweight. You know, I don't care about those runs. Tudsbury was getting touted as an amateur, but I don't know. I don't see anything too impressive when I watched him fight. But, you know, and you know, call me up when he's fighting someone good. Because the last 3 fights I mentioned are all fighting TBA, which means they're going to fight bums. So you've got 6 fights on this card, and only one of them is worth watching. And no, Junaid Boston Fawaz is worth watching, but I don't rate Boston. Believe me. He's another one of those prospects that is going to get found out. You know? I like the other guy, Cameron Vaughn, him as well. Then they talk about them going, they're never going to move into world class. They're going to get waxed before that. They might get them a WBO fight or something, get them waxed. But anyway, I'm not really here to talk about Dave Allen. But what I'm saying is, you know, it's there's not a lot going on in boxing, so we talk about other stuff. right? And you know, and one guy had to go at me. I'm like, come on, man. And also, like, I'm not being funny. It's pretty clear in my video titles what I'm talking about. So if you don't want to hear about my stews and Huey Fury, then just don't click on it. I've got over 1,000, maybe 1,500 videos to watch. Watch another one. Anyway, whatever, man. Some people are never happy. Never happy, never happy. So we got like, anyway, what was funny, what was really funny, is I go through my comments. I try to answer everyone. Every single comment. Everybody know that. I can't think of any other channel that does it. Like, obviously, the massive channels haven't got the time, but the smaller channels can do it, and they don't. They usually answer like 3 or 4 comments, and then that's it. I answer every single one again and again and again. I do conversations on my channel. Ask me who else does that. Nobody. Anyway, so no one loves the fans as much as the Triple B. And so yeah, so I was looking at this. So I do quite, obviously I rinse Otto Wallin a bit. Why? Because he's a pussy hole. He's a cuck. He's an all drilling's up to him, but it's a bit weird to me. All drillers freak me out like anything, But yeah, I guess he like him big and black. That's up to him. But he's weak. He's a cuck. He pushed the jibber jabber. He said we should all wear the mask. He wore a mask when he was hitting the bag. He goes, this is what training looks like. I did a video on it, whinging. Oh, but I'm willing to suffer to protect the peoples. As if wearing some stupid mask, some nappy or diaper, as Americans call it, on your face is going to save everyone. Oh, these people are so pathetic. So I will never take my foot off Otto's neck. If I'm still doing this channel in 20 years, I will still rinse Otto. Believe that. Because he's a mug. He's a cuck. He's boring. He's Swedish. I mean, Sweden had the perfect, more or less perfect society. But they were happy to allow it to be ruined. And didn't fight back. And they sit there with a stupid look on their face. Until how great diversity is. It's our strength. What a bunch of mugs they are. I just got Swedish girls. They're so boring. They're beautiful but boring. Like I said, they're like some Chinese Ming Dynasty vase, right? They look real pretty from the outside, but inside they're empty. They've got nothing interesting to say. They sit there with a stupid look on their pretty face and nothing interesting to say. That's what Swedish people are like. Mugs. Yeah? To any Swedish people listening, well, if I'm sorry. I don't care if I hurt your little feelings. That's the reality. That's the truth. Yeah? And, if you can't handle the truth. If you can't handle the truth, that just shows you what a cuck you and your nation are. And what are you doing? You don't fight back, do you? Anyway. So Otto Wallin, yeah. So, obviously I've done many Otto. I've done many Otto videos slating him. And this guy commented on the channel. His name is Bjorn Sundberg, 1947. That's obviously a Swedish name. Yeah? Very Swedish. You can't get more Swedish than that, surely. So, which makes it's either obviously a real Swede, and what you can see by the way what he says he is Swedish because he's so lame. But 1947, what is it? Does that mean he's like, well, hang on. Does that mean if he was born in 1957, so 53 plus 25 is 78. Is that right? I've had a couple of L's and a bit of green, so my maths might be wrong. But 53 plus 25 is 78, so he'd be 78. So I don't think that's his birthday, but he's a pussy hole anyway. Anyway, so let me read this. By the way, when I read it, I just think this is Otto's alias. This is Otto Wallin's alias account, And why do I think that? Because he is so upset that I rinsed, that bum Otto Wallin. And this is how the conversation went, man. I love this game, as they say. I love this game. Sonny said that, right? Sonny goes, I love this game. When he thought he'd got me, and then he realised that he had a gun. I had him by the balls, and then he came on the channel and gave me 80 quid. I thought he could have bribed me with a little more because he's always bragging on having money. So 8 quid is nothing to you. Well, give me 800 quid, blood. But I saved you from a proper rinsing. I saved you from getting exposed in the sun Why? Because I got heart and I give everyone a second chance. I even got a hard time from some guys. Some guy gave me BTC 120 quid. He goes, I want it back. Oh, you're a pussy. How dare you? Why'd you let Sonny off the hook? Well, I said, listen, bro, I haven't let him off the hook yet. I give him a chance because there's a good side of Sonny. Even quite a base side, except except the clergy plan. He can never be properly based because you love the clergy plan. Why? Because it brings him brown pum pum, and he loves brown pum pum, as we know. Okay, he's an ore driller, committed ore driller, just like Otto Wallin. Anyway, so this guy Bjorn Sunderberg, so he wrote, this is what he wrote. And basically, go and see the contents of my video. Yeah, Otto Wallin, it's called Otto Wallin, New Oil Drilling and Jibber Jabber. And it's got a thumbnail of Otto Wallin wearing a Swedish face mask with P. Diddy and Otto sitting in the cuck chair, which is his favourite place because he's a pathetic Swede, but it's his culture. So anyways, all right, I read out what he said, right? So this is what Bjorn, which I think is an Otto Wallin alias account, goes, hey, it's very sad that some people seem to hate Otto for his choice of girlfriends. Well, firstly, I don't hate Otto for his choice of girlfriends. I just think it's whack. The reason, and I don't hate Otto, I just think he's a pussyhole and he's a cuck, but I won't forgive him for pushing that poison onto people and young people, yeah, to that nonsense. That can never be forgotten. Plus, he's a weak fighter. Plus, he's a quitter. He quit against the gay J, and that's why his old oil well dumped him. Yeah. And she works at JP Morgan as a DAI director. What? That's a nothing job. I mean, imagine hiring for a dirty investment bank scum, a squid. No, not a squid. That vampire squid is Goldman Sachs, but it's like a leech that sucks money out of anything without any thought of morality in people's lives, and yet they get a director for DEI. It's pathetic. There used to be a thing, what's it called, a movement against Wall Street, yeah, and big banks and all even the lefties and the normies and libtards were getting on it. So what did this is how easy it is to manipulate morons, yeah, cretins and imbeciles. So they started doing all these parades and pushing back to business and DEI, and then all the libtards forgot about it, and they aimed for someone else. This is so retarded. Oh, right, so you've got a float at some party. You got the Goldman Sachs, sponsored by Goldman Sachs, float with some batty man wearing rainbow tops, and suddenly it makes them okay. What a bunch of losers blue pill people are. So anyways, yeah. Even worse, for his losses against real good fighters like Chisora. He's not a real good fighter. He's a decent fighter and he's a tough, but I wouldn't call him a real good fighter. And Gage. Well, he's not really a real good fighter, really. He's chinny, PD, cheating, bum. That's only got where he is because of his promotional activities. Yeah, he was gifted the gold medal after losing 2, possibly 3 fights. Yeah. He does to Camarelli, Rizlandi, Savon, and potentially Ivan Dishko, but they still give him the gold. So you've got a silver spoon in his batty hole, and AKA Skins probably put it there. And then, with pleasure and no lube, just that silver spoon, whoop, pop, up his batty hole. And, okay, so this is Bjorn, who I think is a Otto alias. Hey, please put his career into perspective. He has beaten one former champion in cruiserweight, and he almost beat Tyson Fury. Well, what? So a heavyweight beat a cruiserweight. You know what I'm saying? A heavyweight beat a cruiserweight. Well done, Otto. You beat someone from a different, lower division. Having said that, he's talking about Murad Gasayev. I watched that fight, and amazingly, Wallin hurt Gasayev and he won on points. And actually, I was quite pleased. Why? Because I won money on it. So it's not all about the money, but, when you're betting, it is all about the money. It is all about my money. Yeah, I want profit. I don't want to lose. Yeah, I want to take money out. I've been banned by several betting companies for winning. I say too much. I mean, not even that much, but just enough. I take 20 grand off Bet365, but that's over the years. That's over a long period, and I got banned. Mugs. Anyway, so there he goes, yes, and so he almost beat Tyson Fury. Yeah, because of the cut. But this guy goes, not because of this famous cut. Was this cut famous? How was this cut famous? Has it got an Instagram that I can sign up to? Can I sign up to Tyson Fury cut by Otto Wallin Instagram? It's not famous. I know what he's saying. He's just saying, people saying that Fury must go beat because of the cut, and that's the truth. But according to Otto, but because of a terrible hook in the 12th round that shook Tyson, making him paralyzed and unable to fight back for the rest of that round. I don't know, man. Maybe I was watching a different fight. I can't remember that. Does anyone remember a terrible hook in the 12th round that shook Tyson and made him paralyzed and unable to fight back? I can't remember this. I'm not going to watch the fight again because it's not that interesting. And, well, like most Otto Wallin fights, they're boring. They're dull as dishwater. Anyway, mug. So this is what I responded. I mean, I've got to let a Swede know, when they start talking like that. When you're starting to defend. By the way, notice that Swede, that Bjorn, who was certainly is Otto, he doesn't look at any of the other points I made about jibber jabber pushing, quitting, not being able to punch. He just says, oh, he beat a former champion in cruiserweight and he almost beat Tyson Fury. No, he didn't. Paralyzed Tyson Fury with a terrible hook, guys. It was a terrible hook that paralyzes him. No. I can't remember this. I'm not going to look and remember. I ain't wasting 5 minutes on my life to watch the final round of the Swedish quitter with Tyson Fury trying to just protect his cut. And by the way, Otto Wallin, and this is quite weird for a Swedish guy because they're usually so moral and so decent. Yeah, but he kept on rubbing. He rubbed his glove and he rubbed his head into Tyson Fury's cut. So he was trying to win by dirty means, right? So he's a wrong'un as well. He's a cheat. He's filthy. Maybe he ain't got the morals. He sits there with that stupid look on his face. And by the way, Otto would be considered fairly good looking by some people, except for one thing. What's that thing? Yeah, he's been cursed like a lot of guys, like Ben Whittaker, like Ben Shalom. What's that? Arslanbek Makhmudov. Yeah. What's that? His eyes are too close together. If you notice, go and have a look. His eyes are too close together. Anyway, this is what I wrote. Right? I'm going to finish off with this. So I'm replying to Bjorn or Otto. I was about to use the Swedish accent or the Otto accent. He goes, no, but I said, you're a Swede, I assume. Do you partake in traditional Swedish culture like that bum Otto and like to watch the action from the cock chair as your girlfriend gets taken care of by some giant bug? I bet you do, you Swedish people are some of the most pathetic, uninteresting, weak, lame worms I've ever encountered in my life. This is my response, right? He hasn't got back to me, obviously. Why? Because he's a pussyhole and he knows I'm right. I said once, a pathetic, uninteresting, weak, lame worms I've ever encountered in my life. I met a guy one time who was Arab. Well, he's from North Africa, Algerian, right? And actually, he wasn't Arab. He was Kabyle. You know what Kabyle is? It's like Zidane, But they're from North Africa. And he laughed at how weak Swedish men are. He had some family there, and he went over there. He goes, yeah, man. So he goes, and said how he used to stride up to Swedish women in the club with their boyfriend and chirps them up right in front of the boyfriend's face while the Swedish cuck just stood there with a stupid look on his face and did nothing. Zero. Not a thing. But the Algerian guy goes to me, he goes, you could just take that girls in front of their face and they do nothing. So, listen, Bjorn, yes, Otto, whatever you are, go sort out your weak country and culture instead of getting on your high horse. And I finished it with, also, Otto is a total bum. He ain't got back to me, Bjorn Sundberg, 1947. And he won't, because he knows I'm right. He knows he's been put in his place. He knows I've summed up Swedish people. You know. He knows he's about as interesting as a muddy puddle. You know, with blonde hair on top of it. You know. And he knows. He knows. He's not a man. There ain't no men left in Sweden. They're just a bunch of cucks. To sit on the cuck chair and watch the action. You know? What a bum. Anyway, pretty sure he won't come back. But yeah, have a good night, everybody. It's been a good video. Take care. Peace in the Middle East.